One. Welcome to Speed Chat Plus. I may have started that a bit early, so I might have to edit that. But I am here with my good man Michael, aka Smirky. Say what's up.
What's up?
That's
What's up? How's it going?
yeah. So if you
Yeah,
recognize this at all, this is a spiritual successor to the Speed Chat only podcast, but now we're Speed Chat Plus because we're back and better than ever. And it's just
like
me
an
and Michael,
upgrade.
you know? Yeah, it's an upgrade
Yeah.
by like it's addition by subtraction. We get just me and him so that we can have fluent conversations, and maybe we'll bring on some people in the future if we have somebody that we want to spotlight. Otherwise, we're just here to talk about video games and have a good time. Like I grew old and decided I think my hobby is just I'm going to start podcasts. So I've been starting podcasts.
I mean, listen, I've been like thinking about like doing more like podcasting anyway, because like I'm a yapper at heart. I mean, we gamers, we streamers, we yappers. So
We're used to going live and sitting there and talking for like 6, 7, 8 hours at a time nonstop, and it's like nothing to us
yeah.
because generally what we're talking about is stuff that we really love, usually video games, right? So I could sit there and whatever video game's in front of me, if I'm not reacting to it, I'm like, hey guys, let me go into a deep lore about where this video game came from and where it's going.
Yeah, no, for sure. We got the yapping down, so that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm. Before we started, though, I wanted to give a couple quick shout outs. The first one is to Michael here as he went to go see, was it Fantastic Four?
I did, yeah. We got to
Mm-hmm.
go. I got to go to see Fantastic Four and just saw it. It was like the last screening of the day. So by the time I was done, the movie theater was empty. But that was a pretty solid movie, I have to say.
I really want to see it, so I'm already planning on seeing it this weekend with Carly. I
Hmm.
wanted to see it last weekend. The only thing that stopped me was the fact that my parents came into town, and so I spent
Yeah.
the entire weekend with my parents. And I love my parents. I'm not trying to sneak away from them or anything. And my mom even brought up, she's like, "Hey, have you seen that new movie yet? I'd love to go see it with you." And I was like, "Oh, which one? Superman Fantastic Four?" She's like, "Have you seen the How to Train Your Dragon?" And I was like, "Okay, well, first of all, it's not even new anymore. Second of all, I did see it. I did like that one too. That one was pretty good. I mean,
It
for a
was good.
remake, for a live action remake, that's one of the better ones. I'll give it that."
Yeah, it stays true to the core of what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a good one too. And Superman was also pretty fantastic, I have to say. I've also seen that one.
Fantastic, like Fantastic Four, like.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic.
So I
Yeah.
I think the irony though is that I really haven't been going to see movies for like the past year, and I wondered why that
Right.
was. Like I was like, am I just like not loving movies anymore? Do I really just not have that kind of time? And then I realized it's because every movie in the past year has just been stinkers. And so when actual good movies have been coming out, I'm like, I'm finding myself at the movie theater more. I've gone
No,
three
yeah.
times in the past month and a half. I went to go see How to Train Your Dragon. I went to see Superman. I'm gonna go see Fantastic Four, and I saw Lilo and Stitch, but I only slightly kind of regret that one.
I did decided not to go see that one. One of the first movies I did go see was Sinners though, and that
I've
was a pretty
heard that one
stellar
is
movie.
good.
That was good. I went to go see it when I was out of town with some friends, and we were all just walked in and we're like, we got to go see Sinners. And I didn't see any trailers before that one, but it's kind of funny going into these movies blind, and they end
Mm-hmm.
up just being absolute bangers. So
Carly actually
yeah.
got Netflix so she could watch it and thought it was so good. She's like,
Mm,
use my Netflix, go watch it. And I just haven't watched it yet because, again, the whole being busy and then my parents came into town. And, so I think at some
yeah.
point this weekend, I'm just going to set it up on my second monitor, play some backyard baseball, and watch Sinners on my other screen. I think that sounds like the best weekend to me. I mean, I don't know
You,
about you.
you'll
That's a pretty good
you'll be in
weekend.
for you'll be in for an experience, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. So, anyway, that
Yeah.
was our quick movie shout out. This is a gaming podcast, I swear, but we'll talk about whatever we want to. If we want to talk about
That part.
movies, or if we want to talk about how our day was. How was your day? We can do that too.
Yeah.
How
How
was
how
your day,
how
Michael?
how was my day?
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy. I I got back from a trip recently. I've been traveling a lot. We'll talk about that, but sleeping a lot and planning a lot behind the scenes with streams and with other work related things, and
Mm-hmm.
just chilling in this chair. That's my day.
Nice.
Eating a lot of snacks. I'm a foodie at heart too.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
great day, honestly. I mean, my day was literally just full of being at work and doing work. Like, I work for a company now. I go into an office
Yeah.
5 days a week for, 8 hours a day. And I do video editing for them. So that's all I did. I did video editing. I also did some like photography. They wanted me to take pictures of products for like a website, but I mean like that was my
Mm,
day. That's what I did for 8 hours, and so you can't complain, right? Makes the
yeah.
money.
Yep.
And now
Pays
we're
the
here
bills.
recording a podcast, and this is what I've been looking forward to all day. So just so you know, Michael, no
Yeah.
matter what, this is what I was looking forward to.
Good. I'm glad I could be part of the highlight of your day, and hopefully the days of our viewers, whoever decides to tune in. I mean, I have like no expectations for how this will go, but I'm
Listen,
excited
the
too.
football podcast has 5 views so far, which is two more than I expected it to. So hey, that's what? That's like
We're on the up.
that's a
We're on the
hundred.
up.
That's almost 100% uptick, right? I love that.
That's
So
right.
hey, I'm thinking a gaming podcast could do even better, especially with big name Smirky over here. I mean, who wouldn't want to see this guy and hear him talk about video games?
I have a lot I can yap about,
Oh,
so
for
let's yap.
sure. All right. So, one more quick shout out. I want to shout out this particular screenshot from Donkey Kong Bonanza that I grabbed because it's too real and I love it. It's literally an
Yeah.
NPC that says they're like hiding in a cave, like out in the middle of nowhere. You break into the cave and they're sitting there and you talk to them. They go, "I needed some alone time. Customer service is hard." And I'm like, dude, the game is
Yeah.
self-aware. It gets it. It knows.
As someone who has done customer service in the past, I feel this character, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
feel it on a spiritual
It
level.
almost
Oh
looks
man.
like you too. I mean, pink with the ponytail. That's
Oh my gosh. It's not me, I swear. I didn't make a cameo. We could dispel the rumors now. No, no cameo. Nope,
so. I
not
at
me.
least want to shout that out because I thought it was funny. Anytime I see anything funny, I'm just gonna share it. I don't care. This is what we do. We sit here and we share the funny,
What
fun
we
video
do.
game things. But hey, we got some
Hmm.
actual topics lined up that we can go over today. And this is just kind of the introductory to Speed Chat Plus to kind of show you guys what the episodes are going to be like. And if that's something you guys want to listen to, you're welcome to listen to it because we're just going to sit here and we're going to yap anyway. So we got some great things like talking about potential game of the years, even games that haven't come out yet. Talk about other upcoming games, just ones that we're personally looking forward to. There's also genre breakdowns. We want to look into what made Wizard 101 and Toontown so successful for their times. Because I
Hmm.
feel like that's something that we would know about just a little bit.
Just a
Maybe,
bit.
maybe just you and me, we know a little bit about that. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Michael's always on the move. One of the things that he does best is he makes an appearance at conventions. He shows his face. He gets up on stage. He talks and he motivates and inspires people. So I'd love to hear just a little bit of that about you. Because, I mean, listen, this podcast is just as much yours as it is mine. And I have this
Yeah.
bad habit of being somebody who just, like, talks a lot and kind of overpowers everything. So I want to be able to give you a platform to sit there and yap for 20 minutes
Yeah.
while I sit here and go, it's a good point, Michael.
No, you're all good. I've also really bad at like giving people space and like listening and like being observant. So yeah, I'll be sure to talk just as much as you are right now. So
Oh, I love that. All right,
I'm
so
here
getting
for
into
it.
the first thing, we're already hitting a hard hammer to steel, flint and steel. What are your game of the year nominations for this year already? Just not even like games you've played, just games you've observed that you think are potentially going to be game of the year.
I think I have a few ones in my mind, and you know, they're also kind of obvious ones that I think will like make it up there, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple that like you know maybe they have a chance, but maybe they'll just get nominated for some other awards. So yeah, the Game Awards. When it comes to Game of the Year, I think some of the obvious top contenders are going to be like Claire Expedition and Donkey Kong
Those were
Bonanza. Like,
literally the two I had in my head that I was
I
like, if he
mean,
doesn't mention them, I'm going to.
well, of course I have to mention them. I mean, like I haven't gotten around to playing Claire Expedition yet, and I don't have a Switch 2 to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. But of course, I'm always lurking in like streams of content creators and also like reading articles about like reviews and things like that about what's going on and press releases. And oh man, I mean, when IGN gives you a 10 rating on your
Mm-hmm.
game for like Donkey Kong, you know it's going to be good. I think that all the acclaim for like Claire Expedition though is going to be really tough topple. So I think those two are like my top contenders, but I also think we could see games like maybe even Blueprints like step up there and kind of like get up there, because I saw so much acclaim for Blueprints as well. And I remember actually going to Gamescom last year, and Blueprints had like their whole little setup there, and me getting my hands on it, I kind of saw the potential for the game, but I had no idea like just how far it really was gonna go, and I really think it has contention to get up there. Um, I don't know about Mario Kart World yet, because it kind of came with the Switch, right? Like the
Hmm.
Switch 2, it was like one of the launch bundle titles, but it definitely has potential to get up there for Game of the Year. But if nothing else, it's definitely gonna slot itself into some other categories.
Absolutely. For me, I totally want to piggyback the Expedition 33. 100%. I think that's going to be a contender. It's gonna be across a lot of categories too. It's not just Game of
Yeah.
the Year. It's going to be all over the place. Donkey
Oh yeah.
Kong Bonanza is going to be contender for Game of the Year, and I think it'll probably take best like family game,
Best family
because I
game.
think Mario Kart and Donkey Kong are both going to be in contention for that, and it's like whoever wins is still Nintendo.
Yeah,
And then
of
touching
course.
upon with like Blueprints, I think that absolutely at this point in time takes Indie of the Year, unless we're gonna
Mm,
like mix in like Deltarune and like Deltarune
yeah.
chapters 3 and 4, and
Three,
then
four.
if Silk Song, Hollow Knight Silk Song ever comes out this year, like they keep saying is
You
going
know,
to.
I mean, at Gamescom, Xbox said that they're doing a playable demo of Silksong there, so that is something
There
that a
you
lot of people
go.
are
It
really
might
looking forward
actually
to.
be coming out this
I
year. Then they
if
might
it,
not
if
be lying this time.
I mean, if it comes out this year, that really shakes things up, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how many Twitch chats have I seen where it's like Silks on, like everyone putting on their clown mask,
I
like
know, but can I just say, with as much anticipation and hype that goes behind something like Deltarune and Hollow Knight, the fact that Blueprints is still in the running says a lot about that game, because I did
it
play it. It
is.
was free on PlayStation Plus, and so I downloaded it, and I was all like, listen, I've already heard great things about this game. It had only been out for like a week or two at that point, and so I
Mhm.
picked it up and I started playing it, and I was like, okay, I get it. It's pretty good. It's decent, like it's got a good gameplay loop. And then I got a little deeper, and then I got a little
Mhm.
deeper, and then I got a
Mhm.
little deeper, and I went, wait, this is pretty good. Wait, this is clever. Wait, that's actually, and then this room connects to that room, and then even though they're not next to each other, and then you can make the items, you can buy the items, you
Mhm.
can, and oh my goodness, once you actually like get to the room you're supposed to get to, you realize that it goes even deeper, and you got to go even
Yep.
farther to actually beat the game. And then once you beat the game,
Mhm.
you realize, although the credits have rolled, you've only discovered like maybe 20% of it. And there's still so many different intricate secrets and additional
Yeah.
like puzzles to solve. Like there is a set goal of reach point B from point A. But then
Yeah.
you kind of like that's the initial goal, but then you start setting future goals for yourself, because you realize there's a new hidden room, and then a new hidden maze, and a new there's this hidden point Z at the very end that you didn't
Mhm.
even know existed until you got to point Q, which you didn't know existed until you got to point F, which you didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
existed until
I
you got to point C. And
I
so it
love
continues to build on itself. And like, I cannot gush
yeah.
enough about how clever it is, and literally how much it sucked me in, because I was staying up past midnight. And my wife is like, Aaron, come to bed. I'm like, okay, yeah, hold on, one more run through. I'm almost there, like 5 minutes, I swear. And it probably sucked me in
Literally.
for 2 weeks straight. And then we left to go to a wedding in Texas, and all I could think about was, I can't wait home. I can't wait to get home and play this. This is no joke. I had a run going that was really good, and then we had to leave to the airport, but I wasn't done, so I just put my PlayStation in rest mode, thought about it the entire weekend, and when we came back, turned on my PlayStation and continued my run.
That's so funny because I bumped into you in Texas, and I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea that like you were in
The
the
whole
cusp
time I was
of.
with you, all I was thinking was Blueprints. The entire time.
Yeah, you didn't care about what we were talking about at all.
No,
Oh,
not
that's
at
so
all.
funny. That's so funny. Yeah, anything that like I accidentally discover something hidden,
Mm-hmm.
like that is just absolutely mind-blowing. I love games like that. I mean, not saying it's going to be game of the year contention. I don't think it will, but like I mean, I'm kind of in the playthrough right now of Date Everything, and when I
Mm-hmm.
discovered some of the secret characters that you can like date in that game, oh my God, it leaves my jaw dropped on the floor. No sign of picking it up anytime soon. Just absolutely amazing when games do little hidden things like that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play that one yet, but I've heard really good things about it. But I think that's just a
So
testament
good.
to these games that take it to another level, and that's why I think one of the ongoing conversations about how much indie games are like overtaking AAA games, not in the sense of
Yeah,
like scale or graphics, but just in the sense of care, where they don't just make a point A to point B game. There's all of these little twists and turns and winds and behind the scenes and back doors and new things to discover that just make them so brilliant, because so many AAA games just kind of do all their check marks and they hit those and then they're like ship it out because we got a deadline. But these indie developers, they send out the game when they feel it's done. They aren't necessarily pushing themselves to be like, we got to get it out by then. We have all these people waiting on us. No, nobody's even heard of you. You're going to make the game exactly how you want it. And when you think it's good, then you put it out. And that gives them the time to be able to formulate it and craft it and be able to do all these things that they know that like 95% of the player base will not ever find, will not ever see. But those 5% that do, they know that they made it just for them, and those people are going to enjoy it and appreciate it.
absolutely. I mean, like I know someone who like has worked on a game like South of Midnight before, and it's just wonderful seeing all the like passion and like genuine care that goes into so many of these great titles that have come out and that will be coming out.
Mm-hmm. And then I want to point another one in there, that a game that
Oh yeah.
hasn't come out yet. Actually, I have two
Mm,
games that haven't come out yet that I think could contend for Game of the Year and like potentially Indie Game of the Year. Depends if it's still
okay.
considered an indie game studio. But for Game of the Year, I think Ghost of Yotei is definitely going to be a contender, because that one's
Mm,
being talked about a lot. I've already pre-ordered it. Like, okay, like don't at
mm.
me. And then I think Little Nightmares 3, even though it's being taken over by a different
Oh,
development team, is still going to receive enough hype and acclaim that it could be in contention for at least one of these categories.
oh
And
yeah.
so that does kind of tie into the games I'm looking forward to most, because truth be told, I mean, this is what I did. Okay, this is what I did. I had two extra PS4 Pros that I'm not touching, and then between me and my wife, we had two Nintendo Switches that we weren't touching because we have a Switch 2 now. So we took all of them to GameStop and traded them in and got GameStop like store credit that we then traded in for Nintendo gift cards and PlayStation gift cards, and ended up with like over $300 worth of gift cards. One of them that I used to
Gee.
get Donkey Kong Bonanza, and the rest of them I threw on
Yeah.
PlayStation, and that helped me pay for Little Nightmares 3 and Ghost of Yotei. So I've already got all of
Nice.
that locked in. So
That's good. He's ready.
I'm
He's ready,
so
chat.
ready. I don't even have to spend money on it. I'm just ready. So with Ghost of Yotei, I'm very much looking forward to that. I've only heard good things about it. I don't know if it's going to be Game of the Year contention, but from its predecessor, Ghost of Tsushima, which was also Game of the Year contender, and the fact that I'm not
Was.
gonna say this is a weak year, but there aren't too many blockbuster smack it out of the park games that are just gonna overtake it, right? So it's like it gives it that ability to stand out a little bit more, because it's like GTA 6 got pushed to next year, so nobody has to compete with
Did.
that. And then
Yep.
was it last year that had like Spider-Man 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 and like X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z, and there was just so many heavy hitters that it was so hard for any of them to stand out. PlayStation seems to have this problem where they're like, Spider-Man 2, oh, there's like three other games that are way better than it. God of War Ragnarok, oh, there's like three other huge games that also came out. And it's
Yeah.
like, I feel like this year there aren't as many huge heavy hitters to overshadow it. So these like good games that might not be the peak still have a chance to stand out.
Yeah, I think it is, partially a reflection of like how the industry has been lately with, all these layoffs that are still happening. I mean, it's, we can't really like ignore that aspect of it, but, like we also said, like it has given opportunities for indie studios to like really shine and
Hmm.
take the reins while, it's, maybe been a bit of a weaker year. But yeah, I guess like a game that I've been like looking forward to as well, with maybe a little bit of bias thrown in the mix. I did the closed play test for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and
Mm.
really, really loved it. I know there's been a lot of back and forth talk between like fans about like Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing, as per usual. Like everyone's gonna like pit games and consoles and servers against one another. It's just you can't stop the internet from doing that. But yeah, like I really enjoyed like getting my hands on it lately at Summer Game Fest. So I am particularly excited to see like the full game come out for us to like actually get our hands on it.
Oh yeah. I played a little bit of that playtest too, and I thought it was good. I don't know if okay, I would say I don't know if it's gonna be better than Mario Kart, but the hot take that I'm hearing around the corner and through the office and
Yeah.
whatnot is that like Mario Kart World in the state that it's in now isn't better than what we had with Mario Kart 8. Like Mario Kart 8
Hmm.
Deluxe with all of its DLCs and everything. Like I think Mario Kart World did a good job of like adding new characters and new mechanics, but it's just scale wise isn't quite what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had. And that's one of the things that I posted in our chat here was with the patch notes. People were really excited about the patch notes because it allows you to finally change the item rules, right? It used to only be
Yeah.
normal or frantic, and now they're like adding mushrooms only, and they're able to change different settings that weren't there before that probably should have been there at the beginning. And one of
Weren't
the
weren't yeah, weren't those settings like previously like already put into some of
yeah,
these other games too? Like why
in
did they
Mario
not?
Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, you can turn items
Yeah,
off,
that's what I
or
thought.
but you can't in the world. I don't know. You just can't. Or you can even turn them low or something like that. Or I think there was even an option in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm almost certain of this, where you could go in and edit which items were available, right? And so
Mm,
I remember going and making an online lobby because everybody hated the lightning. And I'd go in and I would just
yeah.
turn off the lightning. Everything else is fair game. Turn off the lightning because it's the most annoying item in the game, and
Yeah.
we all had a great time. And you can't do that now. They just it's I don't know. Nintendo has this habit of being all like, "Hey, this great party game that we have, here's the new one, missing some of the features of the old one." And they've done that with
Yeah.
Mario Party year after year after year after year.
But at least it gets to like show that the power of complaining can like lead to like actual
Yes, it
change.
does.
Like in this case, Nintendo must have like been receptive to a lot of the talk on social media. I can't imagine they would have made some of the changes they did in the latest late July patch notes without like the reception from the community and all the feedback that came in.
Mhm. And then it's funny that you were saying the power of complaining. One of the biggest complaints people had with the new Mario Kart World is that the computers were too hard. And so in the recent patch
Ah,
notes, they actually nerfed the computers.
that's hilarious.
Carly was even saying, she's all like, these guys just don't let you win. You gotta like
Mm,
sweat yourself down just to, I don't know what I'm saying. You gotta sweat just to get
yeah.
second place. It's
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that, I will not have potentially joined Mario Kart World era while those computers were sweating their zeros and ones off. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's okay. By the time it comes around to you, you're gonna be kicking back, relaxing, and just having a good time. I feel like that's just the case with like a lot
Yeah.
of video games now, is that you don't want to buy it on release because the game you get on release is still an unfinished product. Not in the sense where like, it isn't
Right,
providing
right.
DLC, but it's just the fact that there's always like a day one patch and then a week one patch and then a month one patch, and some of these games do get better with time, and that's just how it is. That's the industry that we live in today. You meet a deadline. If it's not finished, you finish it after the game comes out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still have my Switch OLED just kind of chilling right
Hey,
now
look
with
at that.
my
That's a good looking
Scarlet
Switch.
Violet. Yeah, it's got the Joy-Cons and stuff. And hey, Pokemon Legends ZA comes out in October,
That is
so a lot
another
of us
one
are
that,
looking
that
forward to
could be
that
up
one.
there for Game of the Year. We don't know. I actually had a quick list while I was letting you
Maybe.
talk. I did some actual research
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of just
yeah.
shooting from the hip. I'm going to shout
That's
out.
fair.
Well, first of all, I want to ask, have you played Split Fiction yet?
No, but I've watched you play Split Fiction. I know people that have played it. It's you're gonna hear me say that quite often, every now and then on this
You're
podcast
gonna
that
hear me say
I
that
haven't.
too, right?
Aaron's gonna like give me homework at the end of all these episodes. If
You
you
gotta
don't
play
play this
this
game,
game, and this game. Be
yeah,
ready by
yeah,
next week. You
that
better
part.
100% Donkey Kong by next week, otherwise I'm kicking you off the show.
I don't know about that one,
Yeah, I wouldn't
Chief.
do that.
Oh
I
man,
do. I'm not gonna
no.
100% that game. 777 bananas is wild.
All right, lay it out on us. What's on this
All
list?
right, so I'm gonna give you a list of this is 6 games. Of these 6 games, I need you to choose the 3 that you think are also going to be in contention for Game of the Year. Some
Okay,
of these haven't come out yet.
I
So
assume Split Fiction is on this list.
Split Fiction is
Okay.
one of them. We have Split Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle,
Ooh.
Death Stranding 2,
Oh yeah.
Borderlands 4.
Oh yeah. Wait, when does Borderlands 4 come out?
It has an
September?
official release date. I'm pretty sure it's
I'm pretty sure it's September, right?
Borderlands 4 release date. It's September 12th.
That's what I
So,
thought. Okay.
Split Fiction, Indiana Jones, Death Stranding 2, Borderlands 4, Pokemon Legends Z through A, and Metroid Prime 4, which is also
Ooh.
slated to come out this year still. Of
Do we
these
know when?
6, no, this is the only one without a set release date. Of these 6, which
Uh-huh.
3 do you think will probably be contention of Game of the Year? 'Cause it
Death
could be
Stra-
all 3, but like there's,
yeah.
you know.
I absolutely think Death Stranding 2 will be on there because of Kojima,
Mhm.
and how, like, how synonymous he is with the Game Awards. I
He
just think
don't miss. He just
he don't
don't.
miss. He don't miss. Like, credit to Kojima. Absolutely. I think Death Stranding 2 absolutely is going to be on that list.
Did
I
you
think
hold up before you get into the next one? Did you actually hear what Kojima said about Death Stranding 2 while it was in development? He had people
no.
test it and they were having fun, and he's like, "Oh no, no, I can't have any of that. I got people gotta hate the game that way they can learn to appreciate it. Must be doing something wrong if
Hmm.
they like it."
Right. I mean, that's so funny, but also there's beauty in
There
that.
is.
Like,
He's a unique visionary, and
yeah.
I think that's awesome because that's how the first one was. The first one was one of those games that you get into it and you're
Mhm.
like, "What am I playing?" And then after you start getting into it, you're like, "Wait, this is a masterpiece." And so
Absolute cinema.
when he found out people were enjoying it right away, he's like, "Ugh, back to the drawing board."
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I think especially because of that, then yes, Death Stranding 2 has to be on the list. I think Split Fiction 2 is a good as well. I think that there's been a lot of acclaim for that game, so Split Fiction would be my
Hmm.
second choice. My third choice, it's tough. I know how passionate the Borderlands community is about what it is about what Gearbox is putting out. So I mean, I don't want like people to come after me if I don't say that is like my third game. Um, I would say not Pokemon. I think that will get thrown into some other category.
Like maybe like
Um,
family game, best family game.
the typical categories that we see a Pokemon game get thrown into, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And then yeah, I don't know. Remind me the last couple games.
So Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon,
Metro Prime.
Borderlands, Death Stranding, Indiana Jones, Split Fiction.
Uh, was Indiana Jones on the list for the Game Awards for some categories last year, or did it not make it yet?
I thought
Maybe,
Indiana
maybe
Jones came out this year, didn't it?
I know it was out on Xbox before it got out on PlayStation, so I think that the PlayStation release came out in the
Yeah, so
spring.
it came out December 9th, so I think it barely missed the Game Awards
Yeah.
from last year. So that's why it carries over to this year.
Got it. Got it. That does make sense. Then I think
If it
if it does
qualifies.
qualify, I think that Indiana Jones definitely could take a spot. I think it was up for some other awards, like at the Game Developers Choice Awards and stuff like that. Like,
Hmm.
I remember Indiana Jones kind of taking some accolades. So I definitely think that, if it does roll over, then it definitely has a good shot at finding itself on some categories. So those would be my 3 games: Indiana Jones, Split Fiction, and Death Stranding 2.
All right.
Absolutely.
So just from those 6, because we're not going to ignore all the other great games that are around and coming out, because I still have a
Yeah.
couple more to throw into the mix as well. So many games. There's always video games coming out. That's what I love about being a gamer and talking about video games. But for me specifically, I will absolutely throw Metroid Prime 4 into the trash. I will absolutely have the fans coming from my throat because you know why? Or did I say Borderlands or Metroid Prime?
You said Metroid
I did not
Prime.
mean Metro. I meant Borderlands. Metroid Prime, I think makes it.
Oh,
No. Listen. Back up. Cut it. Producer, cut that. It's the Borderlands 4. They both have a 4 in it. That's what got me. So Borderlands 4. It's
Ah.
the Borderlands fans that hate Borderlands that will absolutely be like, I don't care what they're rating it. This game is trash because they hated 3. They absolutely despised it, and that was not up for any awards. And I played 3. I thought it was all right. I enjoyed it, but because of how good 2 was, they're just not going to be able to live up to that. And so anything after that, people are just going to hate. So even if Borderlands
Listen.
4 is good, I think it's still not going to be good enough for
Oh
the fans
man.
and for anybody to contend it for Game of the Year. But I do think Metroid Prime 4, because of how long it's been, people have been waiting for it. Even if it's just okay, I think it'll still be in contention for Game of the Year just because of all the hype behind it. It's kind of like the GTA 6 effect. Even if GTA 6 turns out to be mediocre, which I don't think it will be because Rockstar's really good at what they do, but if it did turn out to be mediocre, it would still contend for everything. So I think Metroid Prime 4 is definitely going to be in contention. Definitely Death Stranding 2, absolutely. And then for me, it's between Split Fiction and Pokemon Legends. That's just kind of, I don't know. That's like my toss up. They're tied for 3.5. So I have 2 that are definitely the top 2, and then like kind of 2 that are in the middle. And then I don't know if Indiana Jones, like, people enjoyed it, but I don't think it was like that revolutionary game that would take Game of the Year. You know?
I mean, I don't remember a Pokemon title making it on the list for Game of the Year unless I'm like misremembering. But
No,
it's
to be
definitely
fair, a lot of the Pokemon
yeah.
titles since the Game Awards really started being popularized have not been good. You know?
No, yeah, unfortunately not. I mean, they're fun, but you
Mm-hmm.
still get the same old complaints and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully Legends EA brings something nice to the table, but it's looking pretty similar to a lot of the same that we've been seeing the past few years ever since the Switch transition. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but Game Awards should be really, really fun and exciting, regardless, as it always is. And I've been going the past few years in person. I
Oh
try to
yeah.
hop down there, so we'll see if I can make it work again.
All right, 2 more games that I think could be up for contention. I just want you to decide if you do think it is or if you don't think it is. If I
Okay.
don't think it'll, I don't know if they're going to win Game of the Year, but at least up for contention. So the first one
Yeah.
is Doom: The Dark Ages.
Ooh, could. Yeah, for
Could you
sure.
think it could be up
I
there?
I could see it. Again, with how much hype there is around Doom, and as someone that has also like witnessed it firsthand in person, anything that Doom puts out, yeah, like absolutely, that could end up there.
And then the second one, which if you said yes to Doom, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't say yes to this one. Elden Ring: Night Rain.
That's gonna qualify for this year, right?
Yep, that came out this year. Came out
Oh,
May 30th.
oh yeah. Then that absolutely has to be on the list.
Because it's not just a DLC this time. This is an actual like its own game. You had to buy it
Yes,
separately, play it
yes.
separately. It has its like
I
it's like a carryover from Elden Ring
Yes,
where it has
yes,
the
yes,
same
yes.
mechanics and
Uh-huh.
weapons, but it is its own game
Oh
and
man,
it's co-op,
I
so I think it absolutely takes co-op Game of the Year, right? Like it's gonna be between that and Split Fiction, but like I think that takes it over Split Fiction for co-op Game
oh
of the Year.
man.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
close. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, whether or not it gets on the Game of the Year category is to be said. I absolutely think it has a chance of knocking out one of the few like titles I brought up,
Mm-hmm.
because I almost forgot about it. But yeah, I still remember being in the audience last year at the Game Awards, and up to the Game of the Year being announced, it was you could feel the tension in that room as to whether or not Elden Ring's DLC was going to be named Game of the Year. It was
Mm-hmm.
such a hot topic of controversy. So like, yeah, but anything Elden Ring also in my mind is always up for content. So, man, there's quite a few more things than I thought
There
that could be up
is.
for
I mean, there's
contention.
a lot of
So,
them that I think aren't S tier games, but they are A tier games. Like Kingdom Come
yeah,
Deliverance 2. It's not a game I played, but I've
yeah,
heard great things about it.
hmm
Yakuza in Hawaii. Heard great things
yes,
about it. Stuff like that.
yeah.
WWE 2K25. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Hey, I
kidding.
mean
Not.
they have the sports category. Could
there's
take
always
take it
there's always
home.
2K. Let's go 2K.
Listen, don't underestimate the wrestling and gamer intersections.
Hmm.
The gaming community loves wrestling. That's all I'm gonna
And then,
say.
like, where do you think Oblivion Remastered falls in all this? I don't think Game of the Year, but, like, hey, it sold a lot. People liked it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be up there for something. Yeah,
It's for something, the most out of nowhere game released of the year.
no kidding. Yeah, right.
Hmm. But I think, like, if we're gonna sit here and cement what we think the game of the year is gonna be for me, it's probably gonna be Expedition 33. Like that I think that just takes the cake.
I
It.
think so. I mean, I'd be pleasantly surprised if Donkey Kong does topple, but
Hmm.
I mean, it is a fantastic game, but so is Claire Expedition. I mean,
Hmm.
and Claire Expedition really is a testament to, these studios coming forward with great ideas. It's a few hundred people developing it. It's a great story. I really think it's gonna walk away with some great wins.
If not game of the year, definitely like best narrative, 100%. Like I'm not gonna
Oh my
say what the
God.
twist at the end of the first act is, but if you know what the twist at the end of the first act is, it's kind of crazy. It's a little nuts.
And he said the same thing about the ending of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So listen, we got some competition.
I don't know if you know what happens at the end of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Do you? I mean, we're not gonna say here. We don't want to spoil it, but if you
I don't think
do,
we should spoil the viewers, if anything.
okay, I won't. I won't. But like, when I got to that part, I got up from my chair and went, "Carly, Carly, 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 you're not gonna believe it." And she was like, "I don't even know who that is." And I was like, "Oh, that whole last section of Donkey Kong Bonanza is so good, so good." I recorded a video to do a commentary review of Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's recorded. I just need to edit it, and I just haven't
Yeah.
had time. But I'm gonna get around to it. And if it comes out like next month and it takes that long, and then it takes that long, it's just what
Yeah.
it is. But
I
it's like
mean, look,
I love that game so much. I had to find a space to talk about it, so I'm going
right.
to.
Yeah. And I mean, even if like this year is considered a weaker year ahead of like GTA 6 coming out next year, at least we still have quite a few games that make us go absolute cinema, throwing our hands up in the
Right?
air like, what did I
Unexpectedly
just
too.
play?
Like we knew these
No,
games would
yeah.
be good, and then we play them, and it turns out that they're great.
Yeah. So I mean, still, even if it is a bit of a weaker year, still getting some bangers, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that deserves to be celebrated at the Game Awards like they do every year. So,
Absolutely. And what about Lego Party? I mean, come on, Lego
hey,
Party,
I
best
I
family
actually,
game.
unironically, I played Lego Party at Summer Game Fest with a few
Mm-hmm.
others. I actually, unironically, had a really good time with that game. I actually want to play that game when it comes out. Low key, I'm not
Low
even
key,
kidding.
high key.
Go play Lego Party. Go play it. It's fun. It actually is fun.
All right, I have one more that falls into my. I'm really looking forward to this game, and I think it could take Indie Game of the Year, assuming it still comes out this year. That
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of and you've seen it, and you're gonna like totally agree. But Mouse PI for Hire.
Oh my God, yes,
Oh yeah.
100%.
If that still comes out this year, all I've seen is some trailers and some gameplay, but I think that's going to be incredible. Like everything, it
Game.
really gives me
Yep.
that vibe that Cuphead gave when it broke out and was like the indie game that everybody played for the next however many years.
Exactly. Can't say much after Summer Game Fest play days, but it is as good as it looks. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
will say. I
Have
can't
you
say
have
much
you had
else.
some gameplay experience with it?
I've seen it. I've seen quite a bit of it that maybe the public hasn't seen, which is an
Ooh.
opportunity that I get that I'm fortunate to get at Summer Game Fest at events like that. So it's pretty amazing game. And they did unveil that like Troy Baker is like one of the VAs during
Mm-hmm.
the
And I mean, what
summer.
hasn't Troy
Yeah,
Baker been in? Like.
literally. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
give that man an award
He's
just
probably
for
gonna get
being
an award for
amazing.
something. He always does. He's like,
Yeah,
all right, who am I doing best voice acting for this year?
exactly. But yeah, that Mouse PI for Hire. Oh, chef's kiss. I want to stream that game so
It
bad.
looks so good.
Mwah.
I can't wait.
So good.
All right, so with
We
that
love
being
our
said,
Toonie games.
we literally all we did for the past like half an hour was briefly go
Yeah.
over a bunch of games that we're looking forward to as the months go on. As these games roll out, we're probably gonna have more to say because we're either gonna be more hands on it or the games are gonna release and we're gonna see reviews. So, with this being like the first episode, here's just kind of an umbrella of games we've had our eyes on and games that we like and games that we think will be good. So if you're this far into the podcast already, leave a comment. Tell me what games you're looking forward to, what your game of the year is going to be, and we got some other things to talk about as well.
Yeah. Hey, don't be afraid to throw the oddball answer in the comments too. If it's something that we
Yeah,
didn't
like what's your dark
say that we
horse?
should know about.
The dark horse game
Yeah,
of the year, right? Like the Solid Snake remastered or whatever they're coming out with.
right. Hey, throw us the oddballs. Let's see him. Let's see him.
Another thing I wanted to come up and talk to you about today is just something that I'm sure a lot of people who know you and know me probably know that we know a lot about, but we want to talk about it anyway because that's what a lot of them are here to listen to, and that's breaking down what made some of these kids MMOs growing up that we were so attached to so successful, like Toontown Wizard 101. I'm sure there's probably a few others. Those are just the two that I know that I remember growing
Listen,
up.
I mean, I can throw a few other games at the top of the list here that I literally was talking to people about last weekend. This could turn into a much bigger discussion than what we have planned.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
just
I'm
saying.
sure. I mean, hold on. I totally like messed up your camera real quick. Okay, we're good. We're totally fine. We're good. No, no worries. Nobody saw that.
I'm
This
so
is
I'm so excited. I'm moving this way. I'm moving that way.
we're,
This is
we're
these are my
this
people.
is
This
like
is my
the
chat.
first production mishaps that only happened on the first episode and never again. I promise.
It's called a pilot episode for a reason. You might hit some
Mm-hmm.
turbulence along the way, but it's all going to be fun and games.
Yeah, so for me though, the one that I played growing up was Toontown. Toontown Online, I think that obviously you as well, but when it came to
Yeah.
these other ones like Club Penguin or Wizard 101, I truthfully didn't even play those until I got into my 20s. But I just think there was something magical about Toontown specifically that grasped me as a kid. And maybe it
Yeah.
was just like all the commercials on Disney Channel that were all like, "What would you do? A, B, C, ding, 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 ding."
Exactly.
And they'd always get you with that. I think part of it is just the bright, colorful colors that always got me. You know, I mean, I'm a sucker for a good,
Yeah.
vibrant landscape. What can I say?
Exactly.
So
No,
I
100%. I mean, I get people coming into my chat, surely yours too, that are like, I remember this. I remember the commercials from the early 2000s. Like, I can't believe this game is, still thriving. It's
mm-hmm.
amazing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Here, start with this at least. Tell me how you were
Yeah.
first introduced to Toontown. How did that happen?
I give all the credit to my sister who ended up like stumbling on the website and making an account. The two of us ended up like sharing an account together. Back when you could have two tunes on like a free account.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in like the final days of that because I remember when I made my account eventually, I only had one tune that I could make. So we were in that transition. But oh my God, yeah. I mean, all the credit goes to her. She didn't end up playing the game as much as I have. And I ended up like staying up past my bedtime when I was just a kid, secretly on my laptop, trying to connect with my friends at 2 a.m.
So
before school the next
you were
day.
literally the epitome of the kids who were playing their DS underneath their pillow, but with an entire laptop playing Toontown.
And then when I was on my DS, I was playing the Club Penguin DS game, right? I mean, listen, I was all up in the Disney games growing up as a kid. With Club Penguin, of course, I also have a history of like, you know, connecting with people on there, and I had a channel a little while for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard 101, of course, ended up popping into the picture and still has. Kings Isle still takes the game to PAX. They are bringing Wizard 101 to Xbox. They have plans for like the single player, like narrative driven like game, the Ravenwood game on
Mm-hmm.
Steam. They're still in very early concept for that game.
And that is
So
stuff that I do
these,
want to talk about more. Like that's the little things that I have for like later down the road once we get more of the Wizard 101 on Xbox because I think right now it's like in a trial period and then they want to get it on all the
yeah,
consoles. And when that becomes more cemented and people are actually playing it, I would love to do like dedicate an entire almost whole podcast to that. And then same with when Ravenwood comes out. I've had my eye on that. It's been on my wish list. I really want to play that as well. So that is coming.
yeah,
That's out there. Just so you know, you Wizard
absolutely.
101ers. Is that what they're
That's right.
called?
That's right. Something like the Wizards of the world. I don't know.
How's it going, Wizards of the World?
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Toontown's been a very instrumental part of my life, and when I have tried to step away from it for a prolonged period of time, I promise you, it right back in. It never fails to suck me in and to keep me in the loop with what's going on. And It's a big part of my life and always will be. Whether you like it or not, whether you need a break or not, it's always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other communities too that are worth talking about as well. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con happened last weekend, and every time I see San Diego Comic-Con, you know what pops up on my feed? Neopets, because they
There's
always have a
always
presence at these
Neopets.
events.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, they are still just as strong as they were when they first released 25 years ago. I went probably a year and a half ago was when I went to the GDC talk that the Neopets CEO held about, bringing a nostalgic IP and reviving it with the community, like at the helms, to celebrate 25 years. It's really incredible. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't get through this section without shouting out Neopets, because that also was very instrumental for a lot more lives compared to mine. I didn't get into it as much, but I know that it was out there for a lot of people.
It's kind of ironic, actually, how Neopets coming back is like mirroring the success of like backyard sports. How they were a thing,
Yeah,
they kind of were ran into the ground, and then had this revitalization when it was bought out and brought back to light again. It's almost like the same thing happened, just in two different gaming communities. And I think it's beautiful.
exactly.
I love seeing
It
these
is.
these older games that were good be able to be brought back and enjoyed by new players and old ones alike. I
And
think
even
that's
if these
awesome.
kinds of games are never really gonna like see the light of day at the Game Awards or anything like
Oh, of
that,
course not.
we
They
we
don't need
all
to be,
know
right?
they don't need to be. They are in their own class of what makes gaming beautiful. I have had so many conversations at events with people. I mean, literally, someone last weekend was all like coming up to me. They were like a waitress at like one of the Universal restaurants in Orlando, and they were all like, "Yeah, I remember Toontown and Wizard 101, and oh, did you ever play Fusion Fall or any of these games?" And we just chatted for like half an hour, and then by the time we looked at the clock, we were like, "Oh yeah, the restaurant's closed. We should probably get out of here." So,
Oh, that's so real. I always wanted to play Lego Universe growing up, and it was always in like this
mm,
pre-alpha sign up where you couldn't join it. And then I forgot about it for a couple years, and then I remembered it again, and I looked it up, and by that time it had opened and closed. And I was like, man,
oh,
I missed it. I missed the window.
dang, oh my
But like
gosh.
games like Toontown and Wizard 101 really held the test of time. And like my story with discovering Toontown obviously was like through commercials. And the way I got into it was originally I played similarly with you. I had a friend though who was all like, "Hey, let's split an account." And we also had the top account,
Yep,
bottom account,
yep.
and we actually like saved up like money because I lived in Oregon, and in Oregon you could collect bottles and cans and turn them in at the grocery stores,
Oh,
and they
cool.
would give you like receipts and money back, and we would do that until we had $10, and then we would get a 1 month gift card for Toontown Online, and then
Nice.
like repeat that for the next month. For the next month, collect bottles and get more, and then turn it in and get the card, and
That's
that's
kind of that's kind of smart, because
it's
that's like a
infinite money
great.
glitch. When you're a kid, that's how you get.
Yeah,
That's how you do it, right? You either
that's how
deliver
you learn.
papers
That,
or you turn in
that's how
bottles.
you learn your financial principles too for later in life. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all thanks to Toontown. Just saying.
And then we realized that we couldn't play at the same time because it's one account. If somebody
No.
logs on, it kicks the other person off. I don't know how it
Right.
took us that long to figure that out, but we never actually played together. And so at that point, I had to get my own account, and that's when they were doing the special deal. I don't know if you remember this, where it was all like, for a brand new account, you get the first month for only $4.99. I don't know if you remember that deal or not, but I
I feel
remember
like
that
I
deal.
remember. I feel like I remember that deal. Yeah.
And so I begged and pleaded and convinced my dad, it's only $5. Come on, please, please, please. And he's
Listen,
like,
if you didn't beg your parents for Speed Chat Plus or membership, or for them to advocate for you when you were suspended because you did a oopsie,
right? You
if you
said son
didn't
of
go
a
to your parents,
beachside and then got banned for a month. I mean, that might have been me. I don't know.
oh, I'm not saying I didn't have my number of suspensions, but
but
listen,
But what ended up
yeah,
happening is we got that first month for $5, and my dad, not understanding what a subscription based model was because they were still relatively new back then. I mean, if it wasn't the newspaper or your cable bill, the subscriptions weren't
right,
all that common. It's not like nowadays where
no,
everything's a subscription. So when he got
yeah,
that next month payment for $9.99, oh, he had a stern talking to with me because my dad's frugal and he pays attention to everything that runs through his bank account, which is crazy because
oh,
like that was back before like mobile banking as well. So you didn't just get an alert being all like new charge for whatever. Like he goes out of his way to check it and find it and see this $9.99 charge and be like, son, what's going on here? And I'm all like, Dad, I'm sorry, please. And then of course he made me cancel it. And then that's when I started doing chores for money, so I could get my own like 1 month or 3 months here or there, pulling weeds, mowing the lawn, whatever it happened to be. But yeah, like there was just something.
You had to work for those $10.
I know something about it. When you work that hard to get that, you spend your time on the game. It's not like nowadays where you'll buy like the 6-month subscription to some game and then play for like 2 weeks and then forget about it. When you're a kid and you gotta work for every penny, you are making every second of that subscription count.
Really.
And I think that's one of the things that made it so successful, is because for kids, they know how precious that time is, and they're not just going to forget about a subscription. Not like nowadays where everything's a subscription, so everybody forgets about it. But back then, I really think that's one of the things that did it. It wasn't just that the subscription model was pretty lucrative once you reached a threshold of players, but for the kids themselves, they valued that time limit. That knowing that you only got a certain amount of time means that they spent more time playing. When you have a game forever, you're going to play it a little bit. And trust me, I'm an advocate for owning a game forever. I want to own my games. But when you know you have that time limit, it becomes that much more like precious in your eyes. And I really do think that's one of the things that led to its success.
Yeah, it's something that I know both of us are pretty passionate about, how, these games were so instrumental in our own lives, and how to this day, games like Toontown and Wizard101 and, Neopets continue to connect families. They continue to connect people who might be living overseas that someone might be, related to, and how it bridges new friendships that form for life. It's pretty special what these, silly little games that are not on the grand stages for the Game Awards end up like, doing for people.
They have their own measure of success. They don't need to win Game of the Year. They have something else that they measure that metric by, and it's something I want to get into, but I'm going to let you finish your thing.
No, I finished my thought.
Okay, you finished your thing. So for me, what I think also made some of these games specifically flourish is, and this is going to sound like cookie cutter answer, but it's the community. But there's a reason for that. Like the kids community is a little bit different. I don't know if you cut out or if his PC might have crashed. He's a little frozen. So I'm gonna continue with my answer, and if he comes back, he comes back, and if he doesn't, Michael's got. Oh, are you back? Are you here?
My Discord was not responding.
Okay,
that's
he's
all
still
that
back.
happened.
All right, we're good. Yeah, you were giving me that very stern kind of look for a moment there. Yeah.
No, my Discord decided to freeze for like 5 seconds, but we're chilling.
All right, you're good. So what I was saying was, I know it sounds cliche, but it's community, but there's a specific kind of ideology that comes with like a children's community, I think it's just, you're back? Okay.
Yeah.
So with like World of Warcraft, you have all of these adults who are, getting together and making friends and going on raids and having fun and stuff like that. But like as kids, you ever see like a kid just go up to another kid and just start playing? I couldn't because I had social anxiety, but there's something special about the way that kids will just go connect with another kid for the sake that they're another kid. They will go up and talk to anybody that adults won't do. As an adult, I'm not going to go into Final Fantasy Online or World of Warcraft and just start talking to the first person I see. I'm not going to do that. But kids in Toontown, everybody's talking to everybody. Wizard 101, everybody's talking to everybody. Everybody's getting connected, whether you want them to or not. They're going to come up and bother you. That's what they're going to do.
I see it both in person as well as in these kinds of kids games, right? I mean, the amount of kids that will walk up to start playing these games at these booths or to go to this activity, it's very much prevalent in person as it is online too, where you have these and I mean it's so easy with even the regular like speed chats or filtered chats of the world. I mean that's literally how I started communicating, and what got me to start typing really fast at the age of like 7, being above average, all my classmates.
Getting
like
100 words per minute at 7
100
years old.
words per minute. You know it. Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean I give a lot of credit to Toontown in that regard.
And I think that's another one of those things that really made it so successful. Like truthfully, there's a reason it's still going on today, is because those people who were connecting at such a young age still find that connection and still find that kind of community there, that like
Hmm.
embrace, that warmth. And
Yes.
that's why Toontown made the comeback that it did in private servers, and that's why Wizard 101 is still being run by King's Isle. That's why people still love it. It's not just the gameplay, because I'm sure they love the gameplay. They love grinding for hours, the same dungeons over and over again to get that one amulet that's like 1 in 10,000 or whatever. Good for them if they
Right.
want to do that. But even more so, I really do think it's that sense of community.
Yeah, I mean, and I never could have. I know I keep bringing in person up, but like, I
Mm-hmm.
never could have imagined in the year 2025 that we would have Toontown and Wizard 101 at like these events that is it's so stunning to see like such large scale events and these booths are popping up with these great games.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. And speaking of events, I don't know if you had any more points you wanted to make about kids MMOs specifically and what made them successful, but we're aiming for like an hour. We're definitely going to go over an hour because I still have a couple more things to talk about. But
Yep.
speaking of these events that you're absolutely going to, where you're going to be seeing Toontown and Wizard 101, tell me about the trips you just took and the ones that you got upcoming.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it without my Discord lagging, but we're gonna see how this goes.
Fingers crossed. If it does lag or something, I'll get up and do a little dance so that I can keep the attention span going.
Yeah, right. You'll be like, all right, chat in the comments, what event do you think he's going to talk about next? No, okay. So yeah, so first things first, I have been traveling quite a bit. That's not really a surprise to a lot of people that follow me. Literally today, I announced some panels that I'm going to be on at TwitchCon San
I
Diego in
saw
the
those. You
fall.
got the ambassador one and the charity one.
Yeah, so
See,
one is
I pay
about charity
attention.
streaming. You sure do. You sure do. Yeah, one of them's all about charity streaming, and the other one's all about like, Twitch's ambassador program that I happen to be very grateful to be a part of.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be yapping just like I do here, but on stage in front of some people IRL. So that's really cool. It's gonna be like my ninth TwitchCon, which is crazy. I've been
Wow.
I've I've stacked up a number of these like events and like how many times I've gone. It's to be able to do that at this point in my life is pretty awesome. Last weekend I went to GCX in Orlando, which is a small gaming event at Universal Orlando Resort where they have the sound stages back there. They have filmed some of the like old Nickelodeon shows of the days. They have filmed a lot of the NBC shows like The Voice over there. Like it's really cool being able to walk through those like areas and those halls, and it was all like in partnership with our friends at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, one of the absolute like biggest causes I fundraise for every year. um and that's not an event where you'll expect to see a Toontown or a Wizard 101, but gaming is so much more than the kids MMOs of the world. But at the same
Hmm.
time, I would not be the gamer or the person that I am without these influential MMOs.
Yeah,
So
it's a stepping stone, and we all start somewhere. We
yeah.
all have our niches that we
Hmm.
build up before we break out. I think that's just a beautiful way to say it.
You never forget your roots. I mean, as
You never
creators,
forget
as
your first kids
people,
MMO.
you never forget your first kids MMO. Absolutely. Some of the events I have coming up down the pipeline, literally this upcoming week, I'm going back to Orlando and I
Hmm.
am going to Toonfest that is being held at GalaxyCon Animate.
Woo! Shout out
Woohoo! So
Toontown. Look, all the posters. I got all the
right,
posters. You
yeah.
can't see them, but trust me, they're there.
Yeah, love Toontown. We're talking about it. I'm gonna go to the in-person celebration of it. It is the 10th Toonfest event. There's a lot of anniversary events happening this year. GCX celebrated 10 years. The 10th year of Toonfest, 10th year of TwitchCon. Lots of
2015
anniversaries
was
popping up.
popping apparently.
It was. We didn't know what was going
We took
on,
it for
but
granted.
we did. I missed 2015 era, but
I
yeah,
low
we got
key
all
do,
these
but
like
I'm glad I grew up.
Same, absolutely. So Toonfest is coming up. I will see a lot of the Toontown community there for sure. After Toonfest, I am going to be going home for a few days and then preparing to hop across the pond for Gamescom once again. Um,
Ooh.
I They do their game developers conference called DevCom right before Gamescom
Hmm.
every year, and by getting media access to the developers conference and getting the chance to intermingle with a lot of these developers that are making these Game of the Year titles.
Mm-hmm.
By proxy, I get to go to Gamescom and get to interact and maybe do a stream or two from a booth, which is, starting from Toontown. Now we're here. It's kind of nuts, not gonna lie.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then directly after Gamescom is PAX West in Seattle. So that's where Kings Isle is going to have their booth, and they do bring Wizard 101 and Pirate 101 and those kinds of games. Like
Mm-hmm.
every like the past couple of years, they've been doing that. So that's going to be really cool. And then I don't have anything until TwitchCon in mid October, which is going to be right after the release of Legends ZA on the 16th of
Oh, so we'll
October.
have something to
So
talk about then, that's for sure.
that's for sure. Although I'll be at the partner party that day, so I don't know if I will necessarily be playing it.
They
But
gotta have it up on the TV at the partner party.
they
Come
should.
on.
Yo, maybe I should put John Twitch on speed dial and be like, listen,
Yo,
we gotta
true.
have some Pokemon battles going in the partner lounge. We gotta have a tournament. So yeah, those are some of the like events I have coming up down the pipeline. Looking at a couple others, the Dream Hacks of the world and everything. But yeah, just bouncing around as per usual. Like I think last year I counted like at least a couple dozen plus events, conventions.
Hmm.
Anything ranging from your PAXs to your like small summit events of the world, like St. Jude's Summit.
And then
So
all the way up to the Game Awards.
all the way up to the Game Awards at the end of the year, right? We'll
Hmm.
see if I can pop down to LA for that again. I only go to LA a few times a year, really, for the Game Awards and Summer
More
Game
more
Fest.
than I go to LA, that's
More
for
more than
sure.
you go to LA, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, these are not all events that, the Toontown community necessarily like might be following, but I want to like bring the excitement of these events to y'all, because I know that, Toonfest is like for some of the Toontown community members out there, like it's the one event a year that they get the opportunity to go to, and finances are a very valid reason these days for not being able to go to events. But
Hmm.
you know, um, GalaxyCon is going to be a great time for sure. I always recommend that people look at the bigger picture, and see what's out there, and find these communities that are in gaming to be able to like meet new. You can absolutely do that on Toontown, but it was also you and I's first like stepping stones into some of the connections that we have now, whether through gaming or through other media
Or
art
having an
forms.
actual
So
job. Like I have the job I have
yeah,
now because I edited so many videos and
I
shorts and have live stream experience.
right. I mean, my work is like a community manager, as a mentor in like Twitch's Pride Guild and stuff. Like I have taken that into opportunities in the past. I had a like marketing internship with Elgato once upon a time, and the
Hmm.
folks at Corsair, and
And
you just
all
never
that
know
looks
where
really good on a resume. It looks
it
really
does.
good.
Like the experience is there and the work is happening, and you never know where it's going to take you. And we have up and coming people in the streaming and content scenes that are, whether they're covering niche games like Toontown or whether they're expanding their horizons to all kinds of other popular titles. It's pretty exciting what's out there. And I will use up more text than the speed chat plus bubble allows in order for us to talk about it. So
Hmm.
a little play on the logo there, but I mean, yeah, that's that's kind of what I got coming up for events, and connecting with brands and connecting with other creators within Toontown, outside of Toontown. I mean, it's pretty exciting to be able to do a charity panel with amazing creators like Lil Simsy, who is like one of the top Sims creators out there if you've ever played Sims before.
Who
So
hasn't played The Sims? At least once.
right. I mean, such iconic games too. So also dating back to the early 2000s, just
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah. And with all that being said, that's why we're going to have an episode this week and we'll have an episode next week. And then you probably won't hear from us for about a month. And then we'll come back full
Yeah.
force and be doing this again. I've tinkered with the idea, like if Michael's gone for a week, you get me just alone by myself talking. But I didn't want to do that
Or
for 4 weeks straight as soon as we started. So we're
I
testing
mean,
the waters, seeing how you guys feel, get you
Listen, let us know
acclimated, and then leave you, leave you immediately.
no, let us know if there's like maybe a guest or someone that y'all want us to like maybe consider bringing on. If there's
Yeah,
someone that's highly requested, maybe they can fill in for me. Maybe Aaron can have a
I think that's a
co-host
great idea for
guest.
sure.
Shows do that all the time. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, most of
So
that happening while I am out of town.
yeah,
So
great idea. I like that. And with all of that, I have one more thing before we wrap up here, and it's just a quick little game. It's just a little bit of
ah,
it's like trivia, but not trivia. It's a guessing game, but if you get it wrong, I'm not gonna make you feel bad.
you're gonna make me feel bad.
I swear I'm not because it's not super obvious
You're
answers.
you're still gonna make me feel bad.
Okay. Well, in front of me is the list of the top 10 selling home consoles of all time. Not handhelds, so we're not talking DS, we're not talking
Okay.
PSP, just at
Yeah.
home, plug them into your TV and play them. The top 10, can you tell me what they are? And we'll start with some of the obvious ones at the beginning. Number 1 with 160 million units sold. Can you tell me what that number 1 console is?
160 million units sold. There are some contenders. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do a shot in the dark and say, wait, hold on. Does this list include modern like consoles as well? Like how recent is the list?
It's it literally everything except for Switch 2, but I don't even think Switch 2 is sold enough to be on the list anyway.
Fair. Okay. I had to make sure like if I like how recent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for now, I don't know. I'll start with a not so modern answer. We'll say the Xbox 360.
No,
Maybe that's a
Xbox
shot in the dark.
360 is not the number 1 selling console of all time. It is on the
Is
list. I won't
it
say where, but
okay?
160
Is it
million units for the number 1 spot.
is it Nintendo Wii?
It's not. That's also on the list, but not quite. I'm actually kind of surprised you don't know this. This is like one of those like gamer facts of
No.
like, did you know this is the most selling console of all time? And I every single time I see this stat, I'm actually kind of shocked that it is because I think if you
Mm,
don't know, you wouldn't guess. But it is of the
sure. Is it
mainline consoles of the major 3, it is one of the major 3 mainline consoles.
is it anything that's like super recent or
No.
no? Okay, that because I was in the right era, I just wasn't.
Right era.
My okay, my brain. Right. I don't know if I'm in the right company though. PlayStation 2?
It is the PlayStation 2, the most home selling
That
console. I think this is
yeah,
overall, including handhelds, everything. PlayStation 2 at 160 million units. It was
that
crazy how
was
hyped that
yeah.
was.
That was my childhood home console.
Mm-hmm.
Even before we bought the Nintendo Wii in like '07, like that was the first console that I grew up on, PlayStation 2.
I was always at my
Absolutely.
friend's house playing it, and it's like I never owned one myself, but
Yeah.
it was so influential, not just for the time period, but the games it introduced. Love the
Yeah.
PlayStation 2. All right, but can you guess just
Goated.
with 10 million less at 150 million, what is the second most home selling console of all time?
Is it a guess that I already gave?
No.
Oh, is it the 150 million you said?
150
Okay.
million.
Um, is it still a PlayStation?
It is not.
Okay. Is it going to be then the I don't know. Is it like the original Xbox maybe?
It is not.
Or is it an Xbox?
It is not. Xbox
It
doesn't
is
even
not.
show up in the top half.
So then I don't know. Is it Nintendo Switch 1?
It is the
Maybe?
Nintendo Switch 1. The
Okay.
Nintendo Switch 1 taking the number 2 spot of home consoles at 150
Yeah.
million. It really came close to passing the PS2. It was very close there at the end before the Switch 2 came out.
Man,
All right, what
that's
do you think?
impressive.
What do you think number 3 is at 117 million consoles?
Is it also Nintendo?
It's not Nintendo.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the Xbox 360 on this one.
It is not Xbox 360. Xbox isn't even in the top
No.
half. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not.
Really?
Really, Xbox has been
Wow.
losing the console
Okay.
wars since forever.
Wow. Dang, that's wild. Then I'm just gonna say the original PlayStation.
No, you're getting closer though. As we go down, you're gonna be
PlayStation.
knocking them out, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, it can't be these ones, so it has to
I
be
have
that
no doubt
one.
about that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 4?
Number three of all time,
Okay.
PlayStation 4 at 117 million, and I'm sure it helps that they
Wow, it did
released.
really well.
It did. They also sold three different versions, which is kind of like PlayStation's like cheat code
Yeah.
for selling more. They came out with the
Yeah.
PS4, then they had the PS4 Slim, then they had the PS4 Pro. All of that bundles together to 117 million consoles sold. So that's quite a lot.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess they kind of do have the cheat code for that, huh?
Mm-hmm. And
All
then
right.
number four at 102 million. What do we got?
PlayStation 3.
No, you're close,
Play,
but not quite.
PlayStation.
Yep, the original PlayStation, 102
Okay.
million at number four. So you can it goes from 160, 150, 117, 102, and now 101, just under a million behind. What is number five?
PlayStation 3?
Nope, not PlayStation
Is it
3.
not is it not a PlayStation?
It's not a PlayStation.
Okay. Is it an Xbox?
Nope, Xbox still didn't crack the top five.
Okay,
This
then
is
not
number
top 5.
five.
This has to be like Nintendo Wii
It is
then.
Nintendo Wii at
Okay.
101 million units sold. That
Hey,
is a lot
it's
of
part of
Wii's.
it's part of the 100 million club as it should be. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
And those are
say.
the only five in the 100 million club is PlayStation 2, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4,
Wow.
PlayStation, and Wii. Not counting handhelds because or handhelds.
Right.
I think the DS is actually the number two selling of all time. It's
Yeah.
got a lot. It's crazy.
And it makes sense that Switch is on there because like it can be a handheld, but by default it's not. Like
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to set it up as like a console. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then the
All right.
bottom five, these ones are a little bit more mixed. Number six at 87 million. What do you think?
That's got to be an Xbox. Is it?
No,
No?
no.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna chuck out PS3 for
That
this
one is
one.
PS3, 87
Okay.
million. And again, it just comes down to the fact that when they
Yeah.
first started selling PS3, it wasn't doing all that well. And then they came out with like two different versions and it started doing well and they lowered the price and it started selling a lot during that era. But
Yeah.
let's see if you know your history. What is at number seven at 84 million, just 3 million less than the PlayStation 3?
How about this is this is a guess I haven't made yet. Nintendo GameCube.
No, I wish I could say GameCube cracked the top 10. It didn't. Yeah,
No,
GameCube sold horribly. I don't know if you knew that.
man.
That's your fun.
I
Everybody's fun
well,
fact: the GameCube did not sell well, and Nintendo actually
I'm
thought it was a failed product. That's a
I'm
true
sorry
story.
that I always went to my friend's house.
I love he was about to get passionate and it froze, but no,
Play
I'm
golf.
I'm right there with you.
I,
Like the
I'm
GameCube was
hey,
amazing. I love the GameCube.
I'm I'm sorry that Mario Kart Double Dash was just so much fun to play at my friend's house. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm sorry that there were too many party games, so only one of us needed to own a GameCube instead of having all four of us buy a GameCube, you know? I think
Yeah,
that leads a lot to like the more modern consoles as well. Is like you don't do couch co-op. Everybody buys their own console and plays online, or everybody
okay.
just buys a PC.
Number 6, right?
Number
Is
six
this
was PS3. This is number seven,
right?
which sold just slightly less than the PS3 did.
Is it considered a retro console for number 7?
No, it's about the same era.
Okay, then I'll say Xbox 360 for number
This one's
7.
the Xbox 360, and see the
Got it.
history here is that when PS3 and Xbox 360 came out about the same time, the Xbox 360 sold so much better. It did phenomenally, and so that's what
Yeah,
caused PlayStation to reformat the console, make it cheaper,
yeah,
and then sell it.
yeah.
And that's when it finally caught up. And right at the end of their lifespan, PS3 actually passed the 360 in units sold.
Wow,
I learned that from working at PlayStation. It's your fun lore for the
that's
day,
right.
besides the other 3 bits of lore that we dropped.
Megasnoop worked at PlayStation. No way.
Whoa!
I knew that. I
Yeah.
knew that.
All
I
right,
knew
and then
that.
we're dropping down to number 8 at 75 million units sold. This is a more common console, or not common, more recent console. So just kind of think of the more
Ooh.
recent ones you haven't guessed yet.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Yep, you're
We
good.
Discord's being weird today, but I don't know. I'm gonna say, is it an
It's
Xbox?
not an Xbox.
Okay, then I'll just chuck PS5 or Wii U as one of my two answers.
Well, I'll give you both answers, and the answer is PS5 right there. I mean, I own one
PS5.
myself. This is one of my PS5 controllers. Did I ever show you the? Hold on, I'm gonna interrupt everything. I want to show off this controller I got. Carly got me this controller for Christmas, and it didn't arrive until last month. But I'm gonna show this camera first.
I remember hearing about this not
This is
arriving
yeah.
yet.
This the Gwen Spider-Man
Ah,
controller. It's so
it's
nice
so
and
good.
sleek. And it's
It's
so
so
beautiful.
good.
I don't even want to play with it. It looks so nice, you know.
You should like put that in the case, frame it, highlight it.
Maybe I don't know. It's
Yeah.
still a controller. It's still functional, but, you know, but like, it
Right.
looks so beautiful. All right, we've
So
only got
nice.
2 more on the list. I
Okay,
think
so PS5 was number 8. Yep.
we got number 9 and number 10. Number 9 is 61 million copies, and number 10 is 58. And between, I'll let you guess both of them at the same time because one of them is going to be an easy guess, and the other one I don't think is necessarily going to be as easy.
Are they both modern or somewhat modern?
No,
Or...
one is and one is not.
So one is modern, one is not.
Modern-ish, and the other one is definitely not.
Okay, is one of them the Wii U? Because like a lot of people were hyped about buying it. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Wii U
Then I will
floundered.
say, is Xbox One or Xbox XS on the list?
Xbox One is on the list. It is at number 10 at 58 million, which
I figured Xbox One.
which leaves
Yeah.
number 9 at 61 million. That actually outsold the Xbox One. This is a much
What?
older console.
What outsold the Xbox One?
What?
And it's an older console.
Yeah, you got to think like old. What did every household have before you and I were even born?
I mean, either SNES or Nintendo 64 would be up
It
there
is
for
the
me.
SNES, the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's just the regular NES, not even the SNES. Just the regular
yeah?
NES sold 61 million. Let me double
Nintendo
check these
Entertainment
numbers.
System.
How many units did NES sell? Sure did. The Nintendo Entertainment System sold 61.91 million units worldwide.
Nice.
I've never played one of those in my life, to be honest. It outdates me, but that is quite the number to be selling in 1995.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, yeah, for me, PlayStation 2, like Game Boy Advance, like those were kind of like my starting, you know, gaming systems.
Oh, I had a
so
Game Boy Advanced SP. I love that thing to death. And if we
that,
were doing
yep,
like
the one-
handhelds, right? Like most selling.
yeah, the one that flips open. Yeah.
If we were
SP was the goat.
I know that there's a list of handhelds as well. So because here's the one
Yeah.
with handhelds as well. So PlayStation 2 is still number 1 at 155 million, but the Nintendo DS comes up at 154 million.
Whoo!
Just barely.
Man,
And then the original
does that include? Oh, sorry. Does that include like DSi,
DS Lite, yeah, they bundle them all together, and that's how they sold so many. But that's still a lot.
Because I
And then-
definitely had like every iteration of the DS that was coming out. Yeah, you had to have the latest and greatest.
And then Game Boy actually takes the number 3 spot. So Game Boy Color. And then we got PlayStation Wii, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. Game Boy Advanced is on the list. PlayStation Portable is on the list. Nintendo
PSP.
3DS is actually on the list as well as its own section. It's different than Nintendo DS because all the renditions of Nintendo DS could all play the same games, and then with a 3DS, they had its own line of games.
Yeah, it's an entirely new like handheld too when it comes to like trademarks and all this other intellectual stuff, you know. Yeah.
And then we have
For
the NES, SNES, Xbox One, and then believe it or not, apparently the Game & Watch is on the list at 43 million.
Yeah,
The
let's
Game
go.
& Watch.
My
Imagine.
goat.
So that's
And then, but
crazy.
okay, but what about All Hail Virtual Boy? Anybody? All Hail Virtual Boy? Come on now.
So-
Tomodachi Life 2. We're looking forward to that one, right? Game of the year right there. Come on.
If anyone is
Tomodachi
listening
Life.
to this and says that we got the numbers wrong, just know that every other website I brought up basically has them in slightly different orders. I tried to pull the one from 2023, and so numbers may or may not be different. And if anything, it doesn't matter because PlayStation 2 is still number one no matter what. Every list has PlayStation 2 as number one. Every list has PlayStation in the top 5 and PlayStation 4 in the top 6 and
Y'all get the
Xbox all
idea.
the way at the bottom.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. That's just how I am.
I grew up with PlayStation and Nintendo. I didn't get into Xbox until just recently.
It's
I
because they
mean, like,
gave you one for free. You're kind of
no,
forced to. They're like, here you go. You're like, oh, I guess so.
correction, THQ Nordic gave me one from a random Twitter giveaway at Gamescom, and it's all like Epic Mickey themed. If I get to show off any controller, this
Ooh.
this
Oh, we both
stream,
got our funny controller. Look at that. Oh.
it's gonna be
I
this
don't know.
one.
Spider-Man over Mickey, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. Mickey's pretty cool. The console
Leave your
even has
comments. Which one is better?
yeah.
Controller Wars.
It's got the paint's everywhere. It's cool.
Yeah, but this
I
one
mean,
is custom made. You can't just get this.
but it's cool.
This one took
It's
6
cool.
months to get to me because they kept ignoring Carly's emails.
Yeah, that's because it's a bad controller compared to mine. So yeah, they saw that controller. They were like, I don't even know if we should send this off to Hobie over there. Like, I don't know, man.
All right, but with all that being said, we definitely ran a little long, which is okay. I'm more than happy to go long. I'm happy to sit here and talk about video games. But before we leave you guys, we want to do a game shout out. Michael, tell me one game that you've been playing recently that you highly recommend to other players. It doesn't need to be a game that just came out, but it could be. Like, what have you been playing recently that sucked you in that you're like, hey, play this game if you haven't?
Yeah, I brought it up earlier, but absolutely date everything. You definitely need to get on it. If you've never done the dating simulator games of the world, it's a great one to dive into. It's humorous. The team that made the game is just awesome. I mean, the voice acting is like top tier from star-studded casts. Like, you can't go wrong with it. From Team 17, you need to go snag it on console or PC 100%.
Team 17 always gives hits. They're the ones that do. They
They
published
do.
Ukulele. They published
Yeah.
Cattle Country, and now Date Everything. It's just hits over there. And
Yeah.
then for me, this feels like it's an obvious one, but DK Bonanza. I played that game. It touched me in ways I didn't think it would. It was beautiful. It's so fun. Like, I think that's what you want from a video game. I think the key component of that game is that you don't actually need to collect any bananas to move on. You can ignore every banana in the game and make it to the end of the game, but you're not going to because it's so fun to get bananas that I ended the game with like 300 bananas because every single time I saw one, I'm going for that banana. I have to. It's fun. So shout out DK Bonanza. And then, like, as my bonus one as well, Backyard Baseball 2001, and now available on Steam. I absolutely love that game too. So shout out to Backyard Sports.
I need to get that game and turn on crowd control and see what happens.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, it's pretty good. Also, it's on mobile. You can always just play it on mobile. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us. If you want to find us anywhere else other than here, our socials will always be down in the description. You can find us on Twitch and our YouTubes and etc. So go follow us there. Otherwise, you got any final words before I just cut you off mid-sentence, Michael?
don't you dare cut me off mid